This is a review of the GVIDO 13.3-inch dual screen music reader. This is the device. To turn it on, you press the power button here. A light will come on, and then next to the light, that's the outlet that you would plug into your computer to charge this device and to also upload music onto the device. So this is what it looks like when it's opened, and it will go through the long process of turning on. My first thoughts on setting this up were that the technology is very antiquated. It seems to be kind of a throwback to 2002. The good things about this product are that it has two screens and that it's e-ink technology, and that's a little bit easier on the eyes. But aside from those two things, it's not very valuable. It's definitely not a fast-moving machine, and the technological options that we have all gotten accustomed to are not really present in this. It's very cumbersome and clunky to use. So when it turns on, it defaults to, on the right side, your recently viewed music, and on the left side, this section of the sort options, search and sort functions, and then below that, your set lists or playlists. Everything about it is fairly intuitive, but it lacks a lot. So one thing before we get into that, I want to point out that the stylus pen is absolutely mandatory. Your fingers won't do anything, and no other object can replace this pen. So it does come with one pen, but if you are to lose this pen, you can't get past the page that we're currently on. You can turn it on and that's it. You wouldn't be able to access any music. So that's a little concerning. Another negative to this device is that it's not backlit. So you would need to have a stand light or be in a well-lit area. But a device like this should have the option of being backlit. That would be a very big advantage. So to use it, if you just wanted to look at a piece of music, you take your stylus and you tap it, and then it opens eventually. As you can see, again, this is where those technological flaws come in. It's just very slow. In this case, it's just a 2-page piece of music, but there are page turns here, here, and here. You can turn the page by hovering, which can be imprecise at times, or by touching. And then if you want to go back to the home page, you just push this button down there and it brings you back. Playlists are very easy to put together. You just go to create new, you name it, and then over here along the sides, you click on one of those and it'll bring you into the option of selecting boxes next to each song, and you can add those songs to your playlist. Once you have a playlist, you can click on that, and then it will show you all the songs in the playlist. To start opening music, you would click on the first song. In this case, it's a single sheet. So if I wanted to turn the page and go to the next song, it would first bring me back to the playlist. In some cases, that might be beneficial. In my cases, or my use for it, I don't want that. I would want to go from song directly to the next song, and that's not an option. Also, as you can see, it loads each time you go in and out of the playlist. So this is a 3-page song that brings me to the 3rd page pretty easily, but now I'm back at the playlist, and now I have to go through this process. And so that's a little concerning too, because if I'm playing a 2-hour gig and I just want to go from one song to the next, I'm now waiting for a considerably longer time than if I had paper music and I were just turning a page. So this really doesn't offer a lot of conveniences in that regard. And then again, you would just push the home button to get back to the home page. Another frustrating component of this is the metadata. You can only add the song title when you upload it from your computer into the device. So this composer function and the artist function, those you can only add once the music is already in your device. And that's very frustrating because the process is pretty arduous, and it's not something that I would take the time to do. So if I wanted to do that, I'd choose the piece I wanted to edit, go into edit mode. So it gives you several options: set list, delete, save to my library, share with the group, score information. And so if I wanted to edit, then add the composer, I'd have to, you see, just this is a very manual process. So I don't know who the composer is for this, but we'll just say Adam, whatever. And then, okay, and you'd have to do that for composer and artist for every single piece. The way that I've worked around that, and then you can wait for it to process. The way I've worked around that is from my computer, before I upload into this, I put the name of the song and then who the artist is. So, Beatles, for example. So if I wanted to find all the Beatles songs, I can do a search, and then down here, type it all in. You have to use the stylus. It's very slow. It's kind of baffling that this is what they decided to do because there are so many more up-to-date options. And so this will show all the songs that say Beatles in the title. So that's how I've worked around the composer and the artist fields, but it is a shame that those essentially, in my case anyway, will be left blank because I'm not going to take the time to enter that information for 500 different songs. So in short, I don't think that this is worth the money. It's a very steep price tag of $1,600. I think it's worth maybe $300 to $400. But because of the slow nature of the page turns and the amount that it tends to need to think and process things, I don't really trust it. So I haven't been able to go to a gig and use this on its own. I've always brought backup hard copies of music, and that kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm not really sure that I could, in good faith, recommend this product. Even if it were cheaper, there's a lot of room for improvements, and I hope that they make the improvements because the 2 screens and the e-ink technology are really great, but it currently lacks too many other things to really be useful. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them or go into more depth on any other aspects of this product. Thank you.